So today I wanted to bring you a video on breads that are actually healthy for you and breads that actually do what they're supposed to do, because you guys know in a secret diet busters that we did that I will try to link to you, and if I don't link it right around here it'll be in the bottom tab, and if it's not then you gotta get really mad at me because I'm really bad at linking things sometimes. But today's video is going to be on breads, and the reason why is because in that secret diet busters video we talked about how breads are actually very unhealthy for you and how they're tricking you. Even the whole grain breads have a ton of sugars in them and a ton of just bleached stuff and then brown food coloring, which is what they do at Subway, by the way. I love Subway, but I do not eat their wheat bread because it's called wheat. It's just white flour and they bleached it and then they put some color in there. It is a joke. But these are breads that actually do what they say they are supposed to. These are what I consider true healthy whole wheat breads. And I have 4 different variations, and I'll start off by saying I freeze my breads. I know that for a lot of people, bread is a staple in their everyday lives. Honestly, this will probably last me 3 to 6 months for loaves because I don't eat bread every day. It's not something I absolutely love. So when you freeze them, they last much longer, and I take them out. You could thaw them, but then they get kind of like squishy. So I just pop them in a toaster, and that's just how they taste good. Alex? I'm back. Anyways, I thought we lost the cat, so I kind of had a little freak out session there, and then I found the cat and we're all good. But I freeze my breads because they last longer. If you thaw them out, they do get a little bit squishy, so if you do freeze your breads, I do recommend toasting them when they come out of the freezer so that way they don't get soggy. But these are breads that I personally love that I feel are actually whole wheat. And I'll first talk about my absolute favorite. Hi, Booby! He's playing with tissue paper. He loves to burrow underneath it. This is the first one, and this is Ezekiel bread. This is my favorite because I personally feel that this one is the wholest of whole. And they actually took a quote from the Bible here. Now, this is not religion bread or anything, but they took a quote from the Bible that says, let them eat grains and certain things that, you know, in the Christian religion, we believe the Bible. And other religions do too. But that is something that they used inside of their philosophy when making this bread. Also, it's low sodium, which is good. And, you know, you could read the magnificent of the sprouts if you guys really want to, if you want to pause the video or something, but I'm not going to sit here and bore you with it. But I will talk to you about the nutrition facts, because that's really what matters here. If we look at the ingredients, the first one is organic sprouted 100% whole wheat, filtered water, sprouted barley, organic sprouted millet, organic malted barley, organic sprouted lentils, organic sprouted soybeans, organic sprouted split, fresh yeast, and organic wheat gluten. So as you guys can see, all that is organic grains and stuff like that, and low sodium. Other breads that we've compared in the past have sugar, high fructose corn syrup, all that kind of stuff. Nothing like that in here. It has 80 calories, so that is pretty void of nutrition. They are small. They're like that big. They're not the biggest slices of bread, which is probably why they're so low in calories. But you should probably, you know, put more on them if you're going to eat them, because that's not enough by themselves. Of course, if you're trying to lose weight, this might be a great option, but if you're trying to gain weight or maintain a healthy weight, you should probably have 2 or 3 slices or put peanut butter on it or something, because otherwise that's just too little. Fat has 0.5 grams, and that's, you know, that's not saturated, that's not trans fat, it's regular. No cholesterol, and if we look, there is 0 milligrams of sodium, which is amazing. Almost everything nowadays is full of salt, and you guys know that when you eat salt, it can kind of aggravate your acne. Salt topically on your face isn't that bad, but when you actually eat it, it can react in the body and cause acne in certain individuals. So this has 0 milligrams, 75 milligrams in potassium, which is absolutely wonderful. And then it has 15 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber. It could be higher. I wish it were higher, but it's not. And 4 grams of protein. So this is personally my favorite bread. It is the healthiest, one of the best in my opinions. Now, Ezekiel bread, I got mine from Whole Foods. I don't know where else you can get them. I'm sure at any health food store you can. But next, this is like for the super health nut. Like, it's basically grains, stone ground in a thing. Now, if you're someone who always eats white bread and you're, you know, eat the unhealthy bread with the sugar up in it and you try to get the whole wheat that's got sugar and you don't like it, this is one example that is probably going to be an easier transition to you, because if you're eating white bread, it's going to be hard to switch to this. You're going to be like, what is this? If you're eating white bread, this is probably going to be the easiest switch. I got this from Costco, and this is by the Whole Grain Natural Bread Company, and this specific version is called the Healthy 9-Grain Bread. Now, they have others like the Cinnamon Swirl or the Cinnamon Apple Twist or the Raisin Sugar thing. Those are full of sugars. I wouldn't recommend them. This is the only one from this brand that I would recommend. But what's great is that it's all natural. And I'll read it to you. It says wholesome ingredients: freshly stone ground whole wheat berries, water, unbleached wheat flour, honey. So that's where you get a little bit of that sugar. It's not white sugar. It is honey though, which does have sugar, and antioxidants. It's got a grain blend of barley, cracked wheat, terracle rye, corn millet, oats, brown rice, and flaxseed. It has yeast, sea salt, barley malt, and vitamin C, and nothing else. So again, it is a very, very natural bread. Now, the thing about this, the reason that I say it's an easier transition is because first off, the slices are bigger. They're like a normal size slice, but also with these, since they have that little bit of honey in them, these are frozen, so they look really bad right now. But since they have that little touch of honey to them, they're gonna taste more like the regular white bread, because the regular white bread is bleached flour and a bunch of sugar. So this is whole grain wheat flour with honey instead of sugar. So is it the healthiest bread out there? No, but it is a whole grain option. So if you're trying to make that switch, it'll be a little bit easier since this does have the good stuff and it's got honey for that little bit of sweetness that you're used to. So this is definitely one that I would recommend. My grandma eats this all the time. I'll read you the ingredients. This one has, serving is one slice, 130 calories per slice. Again, it has 0.5 milligrams of fat, no saturated, no trans fat, no cholesterol. It has 200 milligrams of sodium. It has 28 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber. Now this one does have 5 grams of sugars, but then that's from the honey. And again, honey is still a sugar, but it has more antioxidants and it's better than just white cane sugar or high fructose corn syrup. And it's got 4 grams of protein. So that is the nutrition facts. And again, this is the Hearty 9 brand. The other ones aren't that good. Something else that I absolutely love that does what it says it does is Trader Joe's sourdough wheat sandwich loaf. This has been one of my favorites. There was a girl, we've talked about this before, there was a girl in my class named Sunnee, and Sunnee W basically. And there was one day in photography class, she was opening up her bag, I was like, what is that smell? And it was her sandwich, and she's like, I'll share some with you. I was like, no, I'm not gonna eat that. You just have to tell me what's in it. So she gave me the recipe, and I ate it for the rest of the school year, and I think even the next school year too. And she puts artichokes on it, balsamic vinegar, hummus, and bell peppers. Oh my God, it is to die for. She uses this bread. So that's who introduced me to this. And I'm going to show you guys how to make it someday in honor of Sunnee for being such an amazing person. But this is the sourdough wheat sandwich loaf, and she basically introduced me to it. And this is from Trader Joe's, and again, this is actually really small. Usually they're a little bit bigger than this. Usually they're like a normal sized piece of bread. These are just like mini ones for some reason. This is my absolute favorite for toasting. If you really like toasty bread and you want to make a grilled cheese, this is the perfect loaf. For sandwiches, it's not the best, but for Sunnee sandwiches, it's the best. But for like a peanut butter and jelly, I'd say go for this one or for this one. Or for eggs on toast, I'd say go for this one. But if you're actually going to make like a grilled cheese sandwich or something really crispy, or like if you want to do toast with like Nutella on it, actually Nutella toast, I'd say this one. If you're gonna do like egg on toast or peanut butter on toast, I do this one. It's amazing. So without blabbing, I will read you the ingredients. This one has water, enriched flour, but it's not bleached. It has wheat flour, malted barley flour, absorbic acid, niacin, ion, thiamate, riboflavin, folic acid, sourdough starter, whole wheat flour, cracked wheat, salt, soy lecithin, soy flour. So again, this is definitely not as healthy as, you know, Ezekiel bread here that's just got grains, but this is a great alternative to a white slice of bread, and it is actually really delicious. So it has 90 calories per slice. Again, that's a little bit low. It has 0.5 grams of fat, no cholesterol, 120 milligrams of sodium, which is not as bad as the 200 there. It has 17 grams of carbohydrates, only 1 little gram of fiber, 1 little gram of sugar, and 4 grams of protein. So you guys can read that. It is actually really one of my favorites. It's delicious. And it's, you know, it's one of those breads that's not trying to trick you with all their high fructose corn syrup junk. The very last one I have is made locally. You guys know that I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and there's a town called Berkeley. And Berkeley is kind of a funny city. If you guys haven't been there, then I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's definitely a very eclectic, very artistic place. But this is actually a company that serves the Bay Area, and they're based out of Berkeley. So I don't know if this is going to be available in England or something. You know, I don't know if this is going to be available in New York or, you know, Texas, but It's called Vita Vitals. It is made with organic grains. It's 100% whole grain. That's what it looks like. And this particular one is manufactured locally to me. So again, I don't know if it's local everywhere, but this is just another example of a healthy bread. Take a look at the ingredients and find something similar near you. Or if you're ever visiting the Bay Area, first come say hi to me, and then second you can pick some up. But this is real bread, and the ingredients are 100% whole wheat flour, freshly stone ground from organic, hard, red winter wheat, filtered water, honey, again, that little touch of sweetness. This one isn't as sweet as the other one, though. Expeller pressed organic sunflower, safflower, or corn oil, sea salt, yeast, and wheat gluten. I'm sorry, this is, San Pablo Avenue in Berkeley. These are actually really, really good. I think they're delicious. Those are the ingredients. That's the address, and the ingredients are over there. I'll show you what this one looks like. Again, these are more of like a normal slice of bread. You see, it's frozen, so it kind of looks funky, but that's what they're like. These are delicious for sandwiches, and if you don't freeze them, obviously if you freeze them, you have to unfreeze them, so you have to toast them, so they're always going to be crunchy. But if you do not freeze your bread, then this is probably the softest one that I've shown you so far. And it says here, at Vitals Bakery, we grind organic hard red winter wheat and corn into fresh 100% whole grain flour for your loaves on our original stone mill. So this is like as original as it gets. We're products you can trust, handmade by people who care. Terrific toasted. All right, the nutrition facts is for 2 ounce, which is I don't know if it's a slice or half a slice, has 150 calories, which is kind of like a normal amount. It has 2.5 grams of fat, so that is a little bit more, but again, fat keeps you full, and that's probably some of those really healthy oils that they put in there. Now, 0.5 of that is saturated. I don't know where that saturated fat is coming from. It's so little that it probably doesn't make a huge difference, but something to keep in mind. It has 0 milligrams of cholesterol, 200 milligrams of sodium, 28 grams of carbs. Dietary fiber is a great 4 grams. Sugars is 3 grams, again, probably because of some of that honey. And a little bit of sweetness, and then protein is 4 grams. So those are the nutrition facts of this one, and again, it may not be available everywhere, but try to see what you guys can find in your area. But these are 4 particular breads that I trust, that I love, that I think are delicious, that I eat, that don't trick you. Like, what is it, Eating Right from Safeway? If you buy that, it's like basically, it's just a joke. Eating Right from Safeway is like, first ingredient, bleached wheat dyed brown with high fructose corn syrup, and it's just, it irks me to the worst level, because it's like you try to be healthy and get the whole wheat, and you realize it's even worse for you than you thought it was, or even worse than the white bread in some cases. It's just so frustrating. So I love these. If you guys have ever tried these, tell me, do you like them? Or if you have another bread company that you really believe is whole wheat that's just delicious that you want to share, I would love to hear it, because you know, the more healthy stuff we can talk about, the more options we have. So I love you guys. I hope that this video helped you, and I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Love you guys. Bye.